Hello internet world once again. So in this video I want to spend a little bit of time trying to clarify and essentially demystify what these things are. So I hope you can see. So these are tarot cards. So in this video I want to focus on a particular or the underlying principle of how tarot actually works. And it's simpler than most people think. Because often the tarot, when I bring it up, and also in myself when I didn't understand how it worked, is, it's often cloaked in mysticism or mystery. It's often thought that people with psychic powers, or only people with psychic powers, can read the tarot, which is not true. And it's often, people think it's all about the future, or reading into the future, which is also not necessarily true, because as you do the readings and as you gain experience, you'll find that most of the reading is actually spent on present time focus. So like, what are the lessons that you're going through now? What are you faced with now? What is the way through the obstacle to move into the next space? It also talks a little bit about the past, like what you have processed successfully in the past and what is influencing you now. When it talks about the future, often I only sort of go into something that's probably about 6 months in the future, and it's always based on, well, from my understanding, it's based on a trajectory or a momentum of energy based on the present moment or the present time. So everyone's got a momentum happening, everyone's moving in a certain way. And if that's true, there's already a trajectory in place. There's already some future self that's already present. So when we're reading into the future, we're really just reading what is the trajectory of your present energy. Does that make sense? I hope so. So that's how I kind of understand the future anyway. But I don't want to talk about the future in this fun. I want to talk about the underlying principle of how it works. So the tarot is based on the underlying principle and the underlying understanding that the universe and everything in it, you, us, everything, is governed by some kind of infinite organizing power. This means that there's actually nothing that happens that is accidental. Everything is playing out in some kind of organized system. In sort of modern theories, one of the probably the closest theory is something like chaos theory. So chaos theory is the understanding that it appears to be chaotic, everything that's happening, and it's so chaotic that the human mind cannot fathom or cannot find a sequence or a rhythm that is predictable. It always appears like it's chaotic. However, in chaos theory and in the tarot, it's saying that there is no disorder. There is order. There is some kind of order happening. And if this is indeed true, then that means that every card that you pull is not an accident. There's an infinite number of factors playing out in every single circumstance in order for that circumstance or that card to be pulled. So that card has some relevance to the present circumstance. That's the underlying understanding of tarot, and that means that every card you pull is not an accident, and if that's true, all you have to do is read the cards, apply it to your current state or to the person's current situation, and hence you'll find some kind of meaning or some kind of relevance that is usually 99% of the time is very helpful. And I like to look at the tarot as that. It is a helpful tool of awareness. So all it is simply doing is bringing to our awareness some influential factors or some things we may not have in our current awareness, and bringing it up to the forefront so that we can apply it to our present state, to our circumstance, in order to increase awareness and to benefit our choices, benefit our life. So that's basically it. You don't have to be psychic to read the tarot. You don't even have to be psychic to understand the tarot. All that is required is basically a faith or a trust that nothing is accidental, and that everything has some kind of purpose, everything has some kind of meaning that is relevant, and simply apply those presentations, those cards, in a way that's helpful to your life. So that's basically it. Of course, if you are a person who thinks that everything is chaotic, there's no such thing as order, then obviously the tarot won't be so helpful to you. And therefore, I probably wouldn't even recommend seeking readings or seeking anything like that out. However, if you do have the tendency to think that, hey, it seems like some kind of coincidences, it can't only be a coincidence that this happened. If you feel like there's some kind of order in place, if you feel like nature is somehow infinitely being organized by something, then the tarot is very good for you and very helpful for you. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope that's kind of brought a bit of clarity. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to throw them up. I'll be really interested to hear what you have to say. In the next video, I want to talk a bit more about the cards and the symbolism, and potentially where it comes from and sort of how it was born out of the human psyche. Until then, I'll see you again next time. Blessings and thank you.